Okay, big news about Bernie Sanders. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders won the online readers poll for Time Person of the Year, topping some of the world's best known politicians, best known activists and cultural figures, etc. The Vermont senator won with a little more than 10% of the vote as the poll closed Sunday at midnight. We now have the list of the final 8 contenders for Time's Person of the Year, but confusingly, Lewis, Bernie Sanders, the winner of the Time People's Poll for Person of the Year, did not make the list of finalists. I know he won first place in the People's Poll, but Time's editors will choose from 8 other people. The remaining individuals are Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, leader of ISIS. We have the Black Lives Matter activists in the finals for Time Person of the Year. We have Caitlyn Jenner, who very publicly came out as a transgender woman. We have Travis Kalanick, the CEO of Uber, whose company is now worth an estimated $70 billion. We have Angela Merkel, German chancellor, Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, Hassan Rouhani, president of Iran, and Donald Trump, the Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. Those are the 8 candidates remaining for Time Person of the Year. Apparently, Lewis, winning the online poll isn't even enough to be a finalist for Time Person of the Year if your name is Bernie Sanders, apparently.
This is what corporate media has been doing to Bernie Sanders since he announced his campaign. They're basically just ignoring everything. So I guess Time is guilty of this too. Maybe Bernie just isn't good for sales.
This is a microcosm of what has been happening with Bernie Sanders since he declared his candidacy for president. He wins the Time online poll for Person of the Year, and then he's not even in the list of finalists as determined by Time. And I know Time Person of the Year isn't necessarily someone who's good, right? Lots of villains or so-called bad people have won over the years because they had, for better or worse, a huge impact on the world. Donald Trump's impact is what? Successfully turning the Republican primary into almost like a bizarre wrestling match rife with racism and cluelessness. I guess that has impacted the world more than Bernie Sanders. I'm having trouble with this one.
Everyone on their list that they're going to choose from is controversial. And Bernie, I guess, is just not controversial enough for them.
Well, it's funny because supposedly Bernie Sanders being a democratic socialist is controversial. At the same time, we know from polling that most of Bernie's ideas are widely popular when you ask people about the ideas, not about the label of democratic socialism. But at the same time, it's controversial. It's controversial when it's convenient, and then it's not controversial at all when it comes to something like Time, and Bernie Sanders' presence has absolutely no impact whatsoever. It's absolutely insane. And I guess we'll see who is ultimately Time's Person of the Year. I predict I will find myself not really caring about who it is, as has happened in years past, time and again.